don't have to have been at CU Boulder for very long to recognize the campus's focus on the environment and sustainability. Sure, there are recycle and compost bins across campus, but it goes much deeper than that. Not only do we have our own recycle center here on campus, but here at the distribution center, we also work hard to go that extra mile when processing surplus property. This unit gives you insight into these processes and the reasons behind some of the things that we ask you to help us with. During the 2021-22 fiscal year, the DC alone recycled or sold 160 tons of electronics. We recycled 129 tons of metal, and we sold 211 tons of surplus assets for reuse. Despite our best efforts to keep everything we can out of those bins, some things just are too well used or technology has left them too far behind. Many items in the landfill get there simply because we don't have the information we need to keep them out of the landfill. Knowledge is power. With just a little knowledge, you'll be able to have an impact. Part of sustainability is a focus on the environment and the hazards around us as we dispose of surplus property. Things like batteries, UPSs, most electronics, circuit boards, paint, and even monitors contain hazardous materials. But that's what we're here for, to take them off your hands. There are, in fact, many items that have outlived their useful time on campus that pose a potential environmental concern. And we are tasked with ensuring the safe pickup and correct processing, potential disposal of those items as well. Things that fall into this category would include things like coolants, oils, and refrigerants, like Freon. Refrigerators and freezers are the obvious examples, but this would also include things like AC units, vacuum pumps, and drill presses, for example. And there's our old friend mercury. I think we're all aware of how awesome, yet toxic, mercury is. Those old-style thermometers have always been quite handy, but what about fluorescent bulbs, blood pressure monitors, barometers? Lab equipment is high on the list as well for potential contaminants. If you suspect anything may have an environmental impact or an impact on someone purchasing used equipment, contact us. We will work with EH&S to ensure its safe departure from campus. That saves us all from exposure and helps ensure you and the university are free from liability. Then there's asbestos. Lots of well-used assets have asbestos in them. We think of floor tiles and drywall, but what about older equipment with heating elements like ovens, high-temp gaskets, lab benches, and tabletops? Yep, they're all candidates. Good thing we have EH&S to help guide us as we process your pickup. Feeling overwhelmed? No worries. Again, that's what we're here for. To help guide along the way. If you're not sure, ask. If we're not sure, we'll find out. To get you started, here's a list of items that we'll always need in EH&S form. Fridges and freezers picked up from a lab, centrifuges, incubators, water bath shakers. Big hit number one? Sure, we can and will contact you if you need a form and we don't see it. Then we'll wait on you to upload it and let us know it's ready. But the most expedient route to pick up is to upload the form before you submit your transfer. Not sure? Email us with that transfer number and the item number to ask. Or, if you're just doing some prep work before entering your transfer, send a description of the item. So now you can see why your transfer will be delayed in processing if there are items that require an EH&S form and it's not submitted with the transfer. You've gotten a glimpse of the magnitude of the work that goes into breaking down items we can't sell and the cost for campus to recycle things like plastic and metals that make up the computers, phones, monitors, and iPads that we don't sell. We do everything we can to resell items. Please do everything you can to help us keep as much out of the recycle in the landfill as possible. The majority of the items that need EH&S forms are fridges. Here's some valuable information that'll shed some more light on how we process them. Refrigerators that we pick up from a lab or a space other than a break room need an EH&S form. We assume your break room fridge may have had some science experiments of its own sheltering there at one point or another, but not likely where they were potentially environmentally hazardous. If we're not able to sell a fridge and we need to dispose of it, we'll take it to a special recycle center that's able to handle the freon. We hold the fridges as they come in until we have a reasonable number to take to the center, so there may be a delay when we pick up the fridge and when the department sees a charge hit their speed type. The cost associated with dropping a fridge off at the recycle center includes the charge they bill us for taking the fridge and an admin charge for the time and expense to move the fridge from campus to the recycle center. Expenses associated with the disposal of the fridge are passed to the department via a journal entry that moves reimbursement funds from the department's debit speed type to the surplus property account. It may be a few months before you see this charge, depending on how many fridges we're asked to pick up during a given period of time. Have questions? Just call us. Need an EH&S form? They're easy to locate, easier to complete, and to upload to the asset in the transfer. By taking the proactive step of attaching your completed form to the item in the transfer, we can keep you moving forward in the process and towards the pickup scheduling queue. Form filled out? Let's take a look at uploading documents and photos to an asset or to the transfer.